What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to Disney Springs. You can see Taylor's back there. We're on the hustle because we are on our way to Gideon's Bakehouse. It's the first official WDW Couple visit. I feel like I have to say that because I was already here last week, but super exciting, and we're actually going to also head over to Everglazed. All right, so a couple of things to think about whenever you're coming here to Gideon's. This is actually Sunday, so weekends are going to be far more busy than they are going to be during the week, but right now we are in what is the standby line, so we don't actually have to get into a virtual queue. It is 9:22 at the moment, so we're here early. So we're going to be waiting for probably 40 minutes until they actually open up the doors, but once they do, this line will move and we'll get to go in. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have heard about the virtual line. What happens is once this line gets long enough, they will start the virtual queue line, which is about 75 minutes. That's about the wait time. So if you're here early and you're in this line, right where we're at right now is probably going to be about 30 minutes, maybe a little shorter, maybe a little bit longer, just depends on how long people take inside of the shop. So I'm super excited. I have something in my eyeball. All right, let's go. All right, so it's now 10:01, and we have already moved out quite a bit around Morimoto's. You can see up ahead is kind of like where the entrance is at, so we're almost there. It's probably only going to be like maybe 20 minutes, if that. Might go a little bit faster, might go a little bit slower. It all really depends on how quickly people are moving through the store. So get excited. Get excited.
I'm excited.
All right, so it is now about 10:20, and we are next to go in. So
we're excited.
Pretty exciting.
I'm excited.
Now, right now it is, if you do want to take like some photos and stuff, feel free to do so. But when you do, just make sure that you let other people go by you. So they say take as much time as you want inside of there. But again, just make sure that you're making space so other people can go by you so that they can also shop. So let's go in just a second.
I like it.
All right, so we are back inside. Well, at least I'm back inside. This is Taylor's first time.
I love it in here. So Josh had told me he thought it smelled a little funny in here, but it does not. It actually smells really good. They have candles in here along with all the baked goods. Josh does not like the smell of like a cupcake, cookie, or candle or anything like that. And that's what it smells like in here. I, on the other hand, love it. It smells so good. I would buy these candles for myself. It smells amazing. But also the theming in here, I love it.
All right, so we just came out of Gideon's. We spent way too much money in there trying to get a bunch of different things to try. I'm really, really excited. I have had the peanut butter before. This is the new boxes that they have for the cookies and stuff. We got 5 different cookies. We got a slice of cake, and you guys saw the Instagram story last week. I had the peanut butter coffee. I got it again this week because it was phenomenal. So super, super excited. I don't know how we're necessarily going to show you guys everything, but we're going to do the best we can. All right, guys, so I had mentioned about the virtual queue earlier. So we had already gone through, and the line now has already started to wind down for the actual standby, which is over here. You guys can see that. And they now have the sign that says the virtual queue. So right now, this is now where you can get in to join the virtual queue at. So you can see that it's actually kind of extending back pretty far. So if you can get here early, it's always better to do so. But if you've got stuff to do here in Disney Springs, this is also a great time to come in, get the virtual queue, and then you can go and you can shop around. So let's go to Everglazed. Wow, so this is something that we did not expect. If you want to stay in here in the line, we definitely didn't expect this, which is that Everglazed actually also has a virtual queue. So that's actually kind of crazy. So we're going to wait and just see about how long it is and see what it takes. But this is the line. It's not anywhere near as long as Gideon's, but who knows? Hi. That's good, right? Okay, so here's a little update. So we got into the virtual queue for Everglazed, not expecting to see that, but I guess now retrospectively thinking, if a lot of people had a really long wait for Gideon's, it may have been just as advantageous, like for them to come over here and get into this line as it's starting to slightly sprinkle. So we are now over here by the food trucks. There's a few tables over here. We're going to hang out. We're going to try some Gideon stuff. We've got about a 40-minute wait, and then we're going to head back over to Everglazed. Hopefully we'll get a text. We can go in, get some other stuff, try it all out. A couple things about Gideon's Bakehouse. When you go in there, there is a limited amount of things that you can purchase in there, and that's, you know, to try and be a little bit courteous to other people so they can come in and buy stuff. So in total, you can get 6 cookies per person. So today, Taylor and I, we actually bought 5 cookies. Elliot and Donald got a couple of cookies. And the only thing that they got that we didn't get is the cookies and cream. But we have got a chocolate chip. We have got a coffee cake. We have got a triple chocolate. And we've got a peanut butter cookie. All of these are huge. They're almost a half a pound. They're all basically loaded with chocolate chips or mini, you know, peanut butter chips for the peanut butter. The Oreo cookies and cream has like actual pieces of Oreo in it. And the coffee cake doesn't really have anything like in there, but it looks really good. I'm excited to try it. Let's cut them up and try a few cookies. All right, so peanut butter. The mini peanut butter chips are actually like literally falling off. There are some larger pieces of actual peanuts in there as well. Oh man, and it is so soft to pull apart. It smells fantastic. All right, a couple things about why I love this cookie. Number one, I love that they put the salt on top of there. It just adds a little bit of that, you know, sweet and salty blend to the cookie. I love the chips and the actual pieces of peanuts in here because it adds another texture to the cookie. So it's not just soft, but then you get like a little bit of crunch in there mixed in with that. And then of course, just the peanut butter flavor overall, it's so overwhelming that it is just amazing. And nobody else is gonna eat my peanut butter cookie, just me.
Okay, so next year we're trying the coffee cake cookie. This is actually a morning exclusive at Gideon's, so I'm not sure what time they stop serving it, or it might just be a limited amount in the mornings, and you just have to get it if you get it. So we did try it because they had it this morning. It smells literally like coffee cake. Nice cinnamon. I just don't understand how they make their cookies so good. It's almost annoying because they're literally fantastic. Like, I have nothing to say about this cookie other than that it's freaking amazing. No critiques at all. This is like probably one of the best cookies I've ever had. It's so soft on the inside and it's also huge. But the flavor in there, it literally tastes like coffee cake. But cookie texture, not cake texture, but it's also really soft. I don't know, it's freaking perfect.
So the cookies and the cakes are definitely the main attraction when you're coming to Gideon's Bakehouse, but you would be doing yourself a huge disservice if you did not also get one of these bad boys. Their Nitro cold brew iced coffees are next level, just like the cookie and cake. You've got a lot of options there, different flavors and things. This is their original peanut butter iced coffee, which I love peanut butter. This is literally like liquid peanut butter in a cup with caffeine, so it's like the best of all worlds. And I really can't say enough about it. I wish you could taste it. You can't in the video, so you're just gonna have to come try one of your own. But they are amazing. All of the beans are locally roasted, and they use oat milk. So this is a vegan option for someone who needs that kind of information. But there's a ginger snap cold brew, there's a white cold brew, and then this peanut butter is just, you really have to come and try it to understand. But I have to go drink the rest of mine now.
My cookie that I selected was the cookies and cream. Now, it's essentially a cookie bathed in like Oreos, which is freaking fantastic. And what's cool is it actually has on the inside, looks like whole pieces of the, I guess you can't say Oreos, but cookies and cream cookie. Really, really delicious. It's actually surprisingly delicious. I'm not a huge sweet fan to begin with, but this is something that I could actually sit and enjoy and destroy in one sitting. But overall, really great cookie.
So this cookie is super chocolatey. It's actually really good. It kind of almost gives you like the brownie kind of like texture. It's like dense. But yeah, super chocolatey. It's really good. However, I still think the classic chocolate chip is my favorite. I don't know, there's something about their like regular chocolate chip cookie dough that is just perfect. I really like this one, but it can't beat that chocolate chip.
Okay, so I also wanted to add my own 2 cents into a Nitro iced cold brew, however it's pronounced and made, because I actually really do not like iced coffee or even Nitro Brew at all. Normally, I think most of the ones that I get, which tend to be from Starbucks, because it's the only place I can normally find it, is very bitter. Like it has this weird bitter aftertaste with it. And that's whether it's, straight up black or if it is something specially made with some different flavors. This right here, I think really says something that I've gotten this now 2 weeks in a row because it's fantastic. Just like Donald said, it is like straight up. It's almost like a peanut butter milkshake, but it's coffee. And no bitter aftertaste. I think I really like the fact that they use an oat milk. I don't know if maybe that helps to kind of curve that taste too, but it is fantastic. And this is one that I could come back and get every time, again and again, because it's so good. And I also, I don't think it's like overly sweet either. Like it's not so sweet that it's not really like coffee anymore. I mean, it is sweeter. They do add some syrup to it, but it's fantastic. And if you don't like cold brew or nitro or ice or whatever, definitely give this a try. I think that you will actually enjoy it.
So if you didn't know, at Gideon's you can get different cookies pretty much every time you go in there. They have their regular ones that they have all the time, and then everything changes regularly. Same thing goes for their cakes. Their cakes are always changing. You kind of don't really know what you're going to get until you get in there in the morning. And now they also have, this month of February, the Eternal Flame Cake. So you can actually only get that on the weekends during the month of February. The Eternal Flame Cake is a dark chocolate cake laced with ancho, cayenne, and cinnamon, and it has a chocolate covered cherry, like a layer of icing in there too. So Donald and I actually both got that last weekend. I didn't get to come physically here, but Josh got me a slice. Oh my gosh. I actually didn't think I was gonna like it because Donald started explaining it to me and told me like that the spice was in there, and I was like, okay, wait, no, I'm not gonna like this till I tried it. It's not spicy at all. It was fantastic. The chocolate in there, so good. What'd you think?
Hands down, it's one of the best chocolate cakes I've ever had. I mean, hats off to Gideon's again for doing it right. The cookies are great. Mm-hmm. For me, I would come back over and over for their cakes.
Yes.
This particular cake was... I got another slice today because it's that good and it's limited, so I had to have it again.
Yep.
The spices, the ancho, the chilies mixed with the cinnamon, it gives it a little heat, but to Taylor's point, it's not spicy. It just adds something to the flavor profile.
Yeah.
But it has 2 layers of icing. There's a chocolate layer of frosting, and then there's a chocolate cherry layer.
Yeah, something like that.
The cherry frosting to that kind of cuts the spice
really
and
does.
just blends it perfectly. And in addition to the flavors blending perfectly, the texture of the cake itself and the frosting are perfection. I literally could eat this for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'd probably be dead in a week, but it'd be worth it. It's that good. And I love chocolate cakes, and I'm always looking for a really good one. This is one of the best I've ever had. So again, if you don't want the cookies, if you're not sure about the cold brew, the cake alone, I mean, get it all.
Yeah, and the cake actually has a matching cookie, so they made a cookie version of the Eternal Flame Cake as well. So just like the cookies and cream cake that they had today, there was a cookies and cream cake and cookie. So
true. There were spicy versions of that too, an extra spicy version of the cookie.
Yeah, last week I got the Eternal Flame cookie. I got it half spiced, and it was still very, very warm. So beware. They do offer, whenever I asked for it, she said, do you want the full spice or the half spice? And I went with the half spice. So still a little bit spicy, but still very, very good. All right, so we have now gotten our text. We're back in line for the virtual queue return. And kind of exciting. It has almost that kind of fair smell to it, but I think that's because, they're making the donuts. The donuts are batter, they're getting fried, getting made up. And what's really cool is you approach the building itself, you can actually look inside and see them decorating and making the donuts. So I'm excited. They do have a QR code that you can scan outside for the menu. So we'll probably do that when we get up there. But we still have probably another, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 minutes or so before we actually get in.
Bad. Oh my gosh. It's huge.
And you know what? It doesn't even feel heavy like a voodoo donut would be.
Yeah, no, it's perfect.
Oh my god.
If it's something sweet and Josh likes it, you know it had to be good. Yeah. It's all through your beard. Oh, dang. Going in for another bite.
So we got our donuts, we got some food, we got some coffee. We come back to our original spot. Goodness, I just really want to cut to the chase. The only thing that I could compare Everglazed to initially, before we step foot in there, is Voodoo Donuts over at Universal. Voodoo Donuts makes very extravagant, almost exotic-like flavors for donuts. The donut cake itself isn't anything absurd. It's just the toppings they put on it. Everglazed, from what I had seen, looked so much like it looked very similar to that. But holy cow, have they just blown all of that out of the water? First off, so also let me base my opinion here first. The fact that I don't like Voodoo Donuts. They're too thick, they're too dense, there's too much cake to the ratio of what you get on top of it. To me, they're not good. They always taste kind of old. Everglazed, okay, obviously they're in there making their donuts fresh. It's super popular right now. Everybody's in there trying to get one. These donuts, they are not dense. They are soft. They are airy. They have very much a texture consistency of Krispy Kreme. And what even makes these better is that they glaze the entire donut first. Then they put their toppings on it. Now, I had the maple bacon glazed donut. And when you get that nice sweetness in there with the bacon, which is candied, but it actually isn't really all that sweet. It still has this amazing salty savoriness to it that balances out this whole donut. And again, because it's glazed and because it's soft, it is like, really, I just wanted to eat the entire thing like right now. Like, that is how good that this donut is. And I am like, I'm so stoked. I really want to come back and like every week I want to come back and get a new donut. Because these are absolutely fantastic.
Donald and I both got the same thing over at Everglazed. We got the Reese's Nitro. This is Nitro cold brew, peanut butter and vanilla syrups, chocolate drizzle, crushed Reese's peanut butter cups, and topped with peanut butter explosion donut. So basically, you get a 2-for-1 here. You get the coffee and the donut, and this is a huge coffee. This is like a large, basically, and there's a very large donut on top as well. So yeah, this coffee is really good. So I didn't drink the whole thing like they did from Gideon, so it was very different, but this is definitely my style of drink, because I go to Starbucks and I get a cinnamon dolce or a pumpkin spice latte, whatever time of year it may be, and this kind of has that sort of vibe to me. It's a little more sweet. I like the chocolate that's in there, but you do still really get the coffee flavor in there without it being super bitter. And that's something I don't like about coffee, is how it's bitter. I can't drink it black like Josh does. I have to have the cream and sugar and sweetener in there. And then same thing goes for this donut, like what Josh said. It's fantastic. We were just talking about, like, the best part about it is the whole donut is glazed. And we were watching them get glazed in there, and I think that's really what makes these donuts. It's not just a dry donut underneath of all these toppings. You have flavor through the whole thing.
Yeah, no, completely agree. I've never really bought into the whole bougie, trendy donut trend like Voodoo and some of the others, because it's just not really what I'm into. I like Krispy Kreme or like a light, airy, glazed donut. This does that. I actually wasn't even sure how much I'd like it. Yep. So I got my Reese's Nitro packed deconstructed style so that I could eat some now and then eat the rest later if I wanted it. I didn't think I'd want it on top of the cup. However, after having several bites, I'm pretty sure I'm just going to finish the whole thing, and that wouldn't be an issue. So
I know, they're so good.
Amazing. They sell the half dozens. You see people walking around with them, and I was like, why would you do that? They're so big. Now I'm like, I need 5 more.
Now, another thing that we got from Everglazed, you don't know, they actually have some sandwiches over there as well. So I got the breakfast Sammy, and you can get this made 2 ways. You can get it made with just the regular bread, or you can get it made with a donut. And you also have the option to get either sausage or bacon, and we got bacon, and we had it on regular bread. The donut sounded really good, but I kind of felt like for the first time, let's just do regular bread. And it's really good. They do bread, they do egg, bacon, egg, and there's some more cheese in there, I think, with like the egg and the bacon, and then they do cheese again on top of the last egg, and then the bread. And this was really great. I think thinking about all of this, and Donald was saying this too, is that I would choose Gideon's peanut butter coffee breakfast sandwich from Everglazed, and then also have a donut, and then also maybe a cookie and a piece of chocolate cake. All right, I mean, what can I say? It's all really, really good. I think these are amazing new additions to Disney Springs, which is fantastic. And if you have a fear of missing out right now, it's totally okay. They're still going to be here. They're not going anywhere because their reputation precedes them. So, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. All right, guys. Well, that is going to do it for us here at Disney Springs today. Having a little bit of Gideon's, a little bit of Everglazed.
Whew, and being extremely full.
For sure. and like I said earlier, I didn't really want this to be a video that was like Everglazed versus Gideon's or Gideon's versus Everglazed. Right. They're both very different.
They are completely different.
They offer some very different things besides the peanut butter coffee.
Everything they have is just sweet.
And get them both. Try them both.
Definitely. Both great new additions to Disney Springs, and you just have to come try them.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So let us know if you have been to Gideon's or Everglazed here at Disney Springs.